Hello, today I'm going to teach you how to create your own mandala. For this project, you are going to need the following items. You're going to need your sketchbook. You're going to need your eraser, a pencil, your safety compass. This should be in your pencil pouch of your art kit. If you don't have one, please send me a message and I can get you one. You're going to need a ruler. These are available at the school in the main entrance if you don't have yours. You will need your items to color. That will be at the end. You're also going to need your ultra fine Sharpie, and this is the one that has the metal point on it. If you look very carefully, you can see that. It's very, very fine. Okay, so for the first part of this, we're going to be measuring. Now, for the sake of you being able to see my lines, I'm going to use a pen. I'm going to start by finding the center point of my page. So this paper is 11 inches wide. So I need to line up my ruler with the starting point, which is this first little line here, not the edge. So I'm going to line that up on the edge, and we know half of 11 is 5.5. So I'm going to make a little line there, somewhere towards the top of my paper. Then I'm going to slide down and make another point. I'm going to take the straight edge of my ruler and I'm going to make a line. I'm going to line both those points up. And there we go. So now I have my paper in halves. I'm going to turn my sketchbook sideways because it's just easier. And I'm going to find the center of this length. So I'm going to start at the bottom to the perforated edge. Here. This paper is 14 inches, so I need to mark at 7. Somewhere towards the top and somewhere towards the bottom. Once again, I'm going to use my straight edge to make a line. If you want to pause the video at this point and go ahead and do those 2 steps, then you'll be ready to move on to the next part where you will need your compass. Okay, using your compass, this is a little different than the metal ones that has a really pointy end where you hold your pencil. You're going to have this metal point here, this piece, and that's our center point. We're going to be using that in the center and all the way out here, this last circle all the way on the outside edge. So I'm going to line up where the metal part is, right where those 2 lines cross, right in the center of my paper. I'm going to use my non-dominant hand, which is the hand I don't write with, to hold this down. I'm going to put my writing utensil in that outside circle that I showed you, and I'm going to spin it around on the page. So now I have a perfect 10-inch circle. Go ahead and do that step. Then the next part is we're going to be dissecting the circle into 12 equal parts. So we're incorporating some math into this project because this is a mathematical process. I'm going to use that metal point again over where this crosses. And I'm going to put my pen in the same circle out here that we used before. And I'm going to make a little line right over the circle. I'm going to swing it down to the bottom and do the same thing. So every one of these areas that cross, I'm going to have 2 points. I'm going to repeat that at the other 3. So just make them one on each side. Remember, if you're using pencil, to draw lightly so that you'll be able to erase and not have to trace your copy onto another paper. Now, when you have this done, each section of your circle here, each quarter, should have 2 points. When we're done, this is going to have 12. Now I'm going to take my ruler. I'm going to line it up where this crosses over the circle with the center point. And I'm going to slice my circle to make it look like a pie. I'm just going to go all the way around the circle and do that at each place. Now, if anything that I'm going over confuses you or you need extra help, I will gladly do a conference with you one-on-one so that you can ask any questions that you have and I can show you what to do. I am here to help you. I can't stress that enough. My job is to teach you, and I can't do that if I don't know when you're struggling. I can't get that lined up because the thing holding my camera is in my way. That's pretty good. Alright, so now I'm done with my ruler. So if you want to pause and get that done, you can do that again and then start the video back up. I'm going to need my compass again for this next step. I'm going to line my center point back in the middle of my circle. I'm going to make this look like a bullseye or a target. What I'm doing is I'm trying to decide how many rows of designs that I want for my mandala. So I'm going to just pick some of these random circles along the edges. I'm going to go with one. Put that in there, except for I slipped a little bit, which is why we know this middle part goes back in the middle. Right here, that center metal part. So then I can just go right back to it. Moving that around a little bit. I can make them different sizes. I wouldn't get too crazy and do a lot of these because the more rows you do, the more designs you have to have. Now, I'm not discouraging you from a lot of work, but I just don't want to have it where you're overwhelmed. So now I'm going to zoom in here a little bit for you and show you how we're going to add the designs. So we are creating a radial design because mandalas are radial designs. Whatever I do has to repeat as a circle. So if I put a circle here, I either need to do every other one or I need to do each one all the way around. But maybe I want to just make it a little bit crazy here. And I want to make it every other one. I want to make opposite designs here. Now remember, I'm in pen, so I can't erase anything, which makes things a little crazy for me, but it works. I can use my lines to help make designs here if I want to use them. If not, eventually you can erase these, and I'll get to that step here shortly. Now, I'm not going to fill my entire mandala. That would take way too much of your time. I have no problem completing one. I have one already finished at the school. I like to do this project because it's very calming, provide some stress relief. And this year we all need as much of that as we can get. Okay, so we're going to pretend I finished that. Maybe I want to add some other designs in here. And they don't have to be traditional shapes. It can be whatever. Have fun with it. Once you have all your designs done in your mandala, you can take your ultrafine Sharpie and go over the lines that you want to stay for your final design. You just go over everything. Okay, as such. Now, one thing I failed to mention is you do not have to stop at this outside circle. I've had students before continue their design. And you may do that. For some reason I have teardrops and circles stuck in my head right now and I just can't get that out of there. One of the things you can do too is to get on Google under images and search mandalas. If you need inspiration, please do not copy them design for design, but you're welcome to use them to give yourself a starting point. I can make lines out here in a design. When you're ready and have everything done, traced, and you've erased the lines you don't want, you are ready to color. This part is self-choice, meaning you get to choose how you color it. You can color it with colored pencils, crayon, colored markers. You can do a black and white where you use your Sharpie markers. You can shade it with pencil. You can do crayon mixed with your watercolor paint, as in you color with all the crayon you want to use, and then do a background with your watercolor tray. Do not use your oil pastels. I cannot stress that enough. Do not use them. It is far too messy for this project. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Watch this video as many times as you need to. I tried to make this one shorter since our last video was so long. This project will be due December 15th. That's 2 weeks from today. I want to give you ample time to get this done and to have time to ask questions and for help if needed. Take care and let me know if you need me.